Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Ecommerce Toolbox Expert Perspectives. Today's episode is a little different. This week marks the start of the second half of the year, and today also happens to be our 90th episode since launching the podcast. So we thought it was the perfect time to pause, look back, and reflect on one of the most talked about and often misunderstood topics in e-commerce, AI and automation. Instead of welcoming a new guest today, we've pulled together some of the most practical, insightful conversations we've had about AI so far on the show. You'll hear from leaders using it to solve real challenges on the back end, the front end, and everything in between. Let's dive in. AI and automation aren't just future trends, they're already redefining e-commerce. In this special episode, we've compiled insights from across the retail spectrum to show how leaders are actually using these tools to drive measurable results. How top brands are using AI to drive, not distract from business outcomes.
Technology is an enabler. We never start with technology. Even when you talk AI, you talk about even the more complex things, we don't start with technology. We start with the business. I sell underwear. That's the most important thing for me right now. How do I sell more underwear? So it always starts with the business need. Technology is a tool to enable the business.
The back end is also really important if you think about the ability for an agent to review past performance, current data points, and make multiple scenarios. So think about you making a marketing plan or a campaign plan. You can take the campaign performance of your last 5 fashion campaigns. You can look at the marketing budgets. You can have a look at the performance across different partners. And then you can create a couple of different scenarios based on what's happening competitively in your markets, items at different price points, particular channels you want to drive, or particular campaign outcomes. And that is going to be so much easier. Beforehand, you'd have to have a data science or a data analyst in your team to do that, and at least a finance analyst. But now a marketing executive can do that pretty easily if they have an LLM that has all of that data in. And I think that's where a lot of businesses are looking. The other area, which is already currently pretty active, is in end-to-end supply chain management. So getting a really good visibility of your stock across all of your points, including right from the warehouse and the manufacturer all the way through to wherever you're retailing. And I think optimizing your supply chain really delivers value, because that's in-year bottom line profit for you.
Moving beyond segmentation to true one-one personalization with AI.
The focus is really to bring that personal boutique experience online. So we are not done yet. The AI stylist is really the very first. And so the AI stylist, you need to do things yourself. It's very lean forward shopping at the moment, because you need to input text, and that takes time. And the next step will be to offer a more lean back experience. And that is to bring outfit recommendations or outfit inspiration automatically. So based on your engagement with our platform, things you like, things you purchase, things that are in your wish list, we use generative AI to actually determine your style or determine the most popular occasion your shopping items for. We use that to create a customer preference, basically. And based on that, we can inspire you with outfits again, but then fully automatically.
We use AI mostly to personalize the customer experience. So making sure that each customer who lands on the website or who receives our communication can have the best quality or the most relevant interaction for him or herself. I think we're also, let's say, not replace. I was mentioning
How that's kind of shaped into your broader strategy.
The walk in society is our, let's say, is our community. It's not just a loyalty program, right? It really reflects camper philosophy, camper values, creativity, and of course our roads to the Mediterranean. We decided, actually, I discussed it with the society. Again, it's I think it's quite different from other loyalty programs, because we don't give points. You barely get some. I mean, I think you get something back from the brand, because most of our latest release and special products and so on are exclusive for the community. But more than being, this type of points program, is really a space where we want to engage with our consumers. We live this working society. We keep it for storytelling, for kind of a cultural exchange with our consumer.
Automation for savings, scalability, and smarter execution.
I don't think a lot of how to use it. I'm thinking I'm a power user by now, to the point that I'm pushing code to production without touching the code, which is absolutely crazy. Yesterday, I managed to connect to Linear, which is the tool we use for tracking. Told the AI pick up the most prioritized item from the list. It started doing it. All good. Push a pull request. The team reviewed. An AI code review actually did a more thorough review, but didn't find anything in this case, and we push. I think that we are using data heavily. We are creating a culture to use that because we are a small team, so whatever we can find tools to make us work better. So I'm dedicating a lot of time in the internal tooling on that and trying to expand that to other teams. But that's one. The optimization on the website, that is something that I would call, I'm not thinking a lot on that because I think that is, the work is going to do it by itself, because in the end it's trying to mimic users. But when you're thinking about optimizing for machines, you're also optimizing for SEO, for accessibility, for bots.
There's a really great experience you have when you walk in store where you're greeted, you're asked about how your day is going, you're asked about what you're looking for today and why. You're not just walking into a store and picking a shoe off a wall, right? You're walking into a store and you're saying, hey, I'm going for a hike this weekend. Oh, that's great. What mountain? Oh, Bear Mountain. Oh, awesome. The weather's supposed to be awesome this weekend, right? Yeah, great. And then what happens is they ask you for your color preference and your one fits best. You buy and you walk out. Today, when you're in an e-commerce or digital experience, you get all the shoes. It is your job as the consumer to find your path to this single shoe, right? And it takes so long and it's so arduous and filters don't always work. And if attributes like you're going for a run. So conversational search bridges that gap and creates an opportunity for the customer to really feel known and inject context into that search experience. And I'm really bullish and excited about that. I love that use case. It's not easy. It's hard to manage that on a month-to-month or quarter-to-quarter basis. So when you've got order management solutions that are building natural language querying solutions on top of these systems, where in real time you can just say, what were my split shipments year over year, this month versus last month, versus going through the week or two process of trying to figure out what the problem is, or an interface or a dashboard that's actually going to just surface anomalies based on year over year changes that weren't anticipated or against budget. I mean, that is just going to change. We're going to be so much smarter, so much faster, and be able to drive so much more profit as a result.
Where automation ends and human connection begins.
I don't see a world in which Tire Agent replaces our agents with AI. I like the personal connection that we get. Doesn't mean we don't use AI for other things, right? We use it for content. We use it for a lot of quality stuff quicker, but customers still want to talk to somebody, right? So for me, when I think about 2025, I'm focusing on personalization. That's where my focus is. So whenever I hear all these e-com companies saying, oh, they're replacing agents with AI bots, it's like, what are you doing? People are chatting into, a chat bot because they want to talk to somebody, not because they want to talk to a robot, and not because they want to talk to an AI person that's pretending to be a person. They want to talk to somebody because they want to know that they're being heard. Our people are taught to not rush a customer. We want people to have a really good experience because we don't want them to have buyer's remorse. We don't want someone to drop several hundreds of dollars, and in some cases over $1,000, $2,000, whatever it may be, and be like, oh crap, I just bought the wrong tire, right? We want people to go into it saying, okay, I feel really good about this purchase.
So we train our team members in the stores on this philosophy we call GURA. Basically, you greet the customer, understand, their needs, recommend products that you think are best for them, and then ask if you can kind of close the sale and help them get out the door kind of thing. And so we have a tool, most of our team members in the store wear a headset that's powered by the Hey GURA functionality. They can ask it all sorts of questions, everything from like, hey, the customer's asking for a recommendation on a gun, say for a lawnmower, and it will help make kind of interactive questions that you could ask the customer and then eventually narrow down to the type of item you're looking for. It can even help with things like scheduling or internal, management tools for the team members. So if the customer is asking for recommendations on, dog food for a pet that has certain medications, they can now query kind of our AI functionality, which will do a lot of research on their behalf and allow them to answer quickly for the customer which products meet their needs.
The biggest takeaway, AI doesn't replace your strategy, it enables it. The most successful e-commerce teams aren't chasing AI, they're using it intentionally to scale what already works.
The Ecommerce Toolbox Expert Perspectives is brought to you by Noibu. To find out more about Noibu and how we can help you debug your e-commerce site and rocket your revenue, visit www.noibu.com. That's Noibu.com. And then make sure to search for the Ecommerce Toolbox Expert Perspectives on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or anywhere else podcasts are found, and click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. On behalf of the team here at Noibu, thanks for listening.